Okay, this is the 100th episode of the Be Happy Now show. It's worth a unicorn horn, isn't it? I thought I would wear the unicorn horn. Why not? And hey, you're catching me right after a really gentle massage. Okay. And here in New Zealand, they say massage, not massage. So just so you know, when I used to live here in 2017, my friend Tuia was my massage therapist. And so when I got back to Nelson, I was so excited to get to enjoy body work with her. And so I just had the luxury of, well, choosing that luxury for myself, which is one of the ways that I celebrate, which I'm going to talk about today with you, because it's one of the ways that I really love to ground and release energy or any like stagnant energy in my body. So, welcome to the 100th episode of the Be Happy Now show. I am in such celebration, and this show is actually inspired by one of my clients, Lauren, who is also my friend and who is also part of the Soul Connector Circle and an avid listener of the Be Happy Now show. So I wanted to celebrate and honor and shout out to Lauren and say that actually today in this episode, we're going to answer her question or her request. And her request was to share any celebrations. She says, a celebration highlighting the lessons you've learned along the way on the Be Happy Now show, or a celebration and reminder to people to celebrate their lives. So I thought that today with this, I would share my like long list of when do I celebrate? How does that look like for me? So when, what? So what do I celebrate? How do I celebrate? And what are the top 3 things that I've learned along the way? This has been a 2-year journey. And so I'm going to start by this iconic way to celebrate that we do in the coaching environment or community within Claudia-Sam Soul Coaching is that we use celebration sticks and we smack them together and they light up and we do a mini dance and we can invent a song. I thought it would rhyme and it is not. Yee. That's it. What's the word? We invent a song. I invent a song. Invent a mini dance. To me, that is so celebratory. Like the corners of my mouth can't help but lift and smile. And so for me, that's a celebration. So yay. In my family, there's a nickname that I'm called Pepsodent. Pepsodent in Quebec is a company for washing the fake teeth. What's that called? So you put that in a Pepsodent, or is it the actual, oh gosh, I don't have the words. I wasn't planning on saying that, but you put that in water, it bubbles, and then it cleans the thing that replaces your teeth, for lack of a better term, apologies. And that I'm called that because I'm always smiling so much. And I love that. I love that about myself. And I think it's a great way to defy gravity, don't you think? I'm going to start by sharing my screen with you because I'm going to share a quick video. Today is actually because of the Be Happy Now show, the 100th episode. I was in a networking event, and in the networking event, we get to choose. Hey, do we want some coffee, some tea, some cookie, or whatever little treat that's a breakfast? And I thought, you know what? I'm going to have a mimosa because I love champagne and I wanted juice. So that is it. The mimosa at the Networkers in Nelson. And it was amazing. So this is one of the ways that I celebrate because I really genuinely love it. And look at the fancy glass. I think this is amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So let's also let you in on, if you're not yet playing to this big celebration that we've been doing over the last now almost 2 weeks, we're playing for one more week, is we're extending the celebration. We're making it last. And we're playing the Be Happy Now bingo for your chance to win. Now, this is how I celebrate as well. I'm offering you a partial or full scholarship in the Tune In program, which is meant to help you develop a deeper connection with yourself and flex your soul connection muscle so that you can find that alignment with who you really are, reconnect with your true identity, and be able to access the confidence inside yourself to actually make the impact that you're here to make. Okay. So if you want to play, you just go to claudiasamsoulcoaching.com/play and you'll be in to play. Okay. If you're not yet a subscriber of the YouTube channel at Coach Claudia-Sam, please do that. Please subscribe and please leave a 5-star review, and your biggest highlight or insight from any of the Be Happy Now show episodes, leave that on Apple Podcasts. Yay. Okay, let's get straight to when do I celebrate? And I had to actually write a list because I wanted to kind of make sure that I tell you everything that I'm right now tuned into. And it doesn't mean that there can't be other ways or at other moments when I celebrate and what I celebrate. But right now this is what feels the most alive for me to share with you. I celebrate when I accomplish things. Yep. I celebrate whenever I respect myself and honor my boundaries. Oh gosh, one word at a time. When I reach any number of Be Happy Now show episodes, because every time for me, it's like a celebration of consistency, of resiliency, of choosing that big picture of light aligned souls reconnected to their mission. Okay. Living anchored fully within who they are, living their emotions, speaking their voice, feeling confident to wear whatever they want to wear, to say whatever they want to say, to live the life and to celebrate the way that they want. Okay. So I want to celebrate whenever I reach anything in my business because I know that it creates a beautiful ripple effect. Just like the other day, one of my clients said, I have been speaking up more. I've been feeling confident to talk to people about what I offer and what I do. And that confidence has helped my partner to feel more confident too. And we've been having these beautiful conversations that open ourselves up and deepen our connection. So that's the kind of ripple effect that I like to celebrate. When I notice a pattern that's shifted in me, so it doesn't always have to be something that we tick off a to-do list, right? Or that we accomplish, or like a new number, or a new person in my community, or a new client, or a new life impacted positively, or less positively. Whenever I notice a pattern within me that has shifted, I celebrate because there's a shift, there's a transformation, there's an opening. Whenever there's like an upliftment of my energy from contracted to expanded. For example, for a long time, I really was hung up on, I need to know, I need to understand, I need to be right. So I need to have all the facts together so that I can really know what this is about, so that I can really understand. Well, so every time it wasn't serving me to be like that, because what I know to be true is that what I know to be true is that it's not my truth anymore that I need to know from an external point of view of like needing to know the facts or needing to know who's right or needing to know the right way, because there is no one right way. That's just my truth. And another truth is that since we are evolving beings and things don't have to be a certain way, it leaves so much more space for creativity, for not having to identify something as right or wrong, but actually trusting that I'm right. My soul is right. My inner knowing knows because my soul is connected straight. It's like a direct line with God, the direct line with love. So, of course, my soul knows. So, I don't need to know on an intellectual level anymore. So, whenever I like that part of me comes back of really needing to know from like the outside perspective, and that can look like in any, in your life, for example, it can look like um wanting to get that next certificate or wanting to get the approval of something so that you can show up the way that you want to show up. You can get a certification to support you. And could it be that it's not a requirement for you to stand in your power? Can it just go hand in hand where I'm standing in my power and from an empowered place, I'm choosing the certification versus I need the certification or I need to complete this in order to be worthy? There's a difference in energy. And so every time that part of me of, being really hung up on needing to know and being certain and being right and having all the qualifications and um, whenever that part of me comes back, I consciously choose that she's no longer invited to the party. And I celebrate that. I celebrate whenever I have a difficult conversation. It might not look like a big champagne celebration with a mimosa, but it might look like a sigh. It might look like a big, deep exhale. Okay, I'm going to tell you more about how I celebrate. I celebrate when I make a hard decision. I acknowledge that I've made a difficult decision and I celebrate, I honor. Okay, here's another word for celebration: honoring. I like to see that celebration is honoring the shifts that are occurring. Okay. Celebration is honoring. See, I wanted to snapshot this so that my team could remember to highlight that, and now it's taking me out. So just note for all of us on the team. Another way that another reason I celebrate is when I noticed that, for example, the other day I started becoming irritated. Like I could just feel my energy, like I was looping thoughts and I was talking them out. And I started becoming irritated. Like, how sometimes you just have enough of something, like you've been tolerating something for so long and now you've had enough. Well, that's kind of how it felt, but I don't really know exactly why. What was the irritation? I started feeling irritated. And you know what? I decided consciously, I'm not going to stay pissed or I'm not going to let this irritation grow. And I've decided I'm going to go for a walk instead. So when I notice that I'm about to fall off balance and I adapt myself, I bring myself back to my center, I celebrate that. When I go for a walk on the beach and I notice my energy feels so grounded and like I belong and like this is exactly where I'm meant to be, and I feel pulled and anchored and rooted by the energy of Mother Earth, well, I celebrate that. And when my loved ones feel so good and when they succeed, like when my sister graduated vet school, I remember that's one of the times where I remember being so proud, so celebration, such a celebratory state. Like I could have jumped on my seat and yelled to everyone in the world that my sister had graduated. And I remember that flutter in my chest at that moment, and so that's a celebration, that energy. Also, like when my dad stopped smoking, when my mom completes horseback riding jumps, like those are all reasons I see to celebrate. And most importantly, hear me when I say this, I celebrate whenever I want to, whenever I feel like it, whenever my energy allows me to, whenever I choose it. I don't need a specific reason to celebrate. You can celebrate that you made a meal without splashing the tomato sauce everywhere. Okay. Like that can be a celebration. You can decide when to celebrate. And as much as I'm sharing with you when I celebrate, I would love to hear what this is sparking, what this is opening up within you to celebrate and to get curious about ways that you could celebrate yourself. Okay. How do I do this? How do I celebrate? Do I just look at the clean kitchen when honestly, I don't think it ever happens when I cook and I don't make a mess. It just doesn't really happen. So if it happens, I might acknowledge it. I might acknowledge it. So celebration can look like acknowledging it. Just being in awareness of it, for me, that is a celebration, because instead of focusing on just the normal or making things be mundane and uninteresting and not joyful, I'd rather celebrate and acknowledge, hey, this is fun. Like, this is a change. This is a shift. Let's celebrate that. How do I celebrate? Okay, so letting myself say it's enough. Like during a work day when I feel like my energy has had it, I can tell myself, okay, it's enough. I've had enough. That's, to me, is a celebration. Again, it's not jumping up and down, that kind of celebration. And yet it's a celebration. How I celebrate, it could be like, okay, I'm deciding that I will eat popcorn for dinner. And I get so snuggly and I watch Friends and I eat popcorn. Sometimes I'll add some chocolate bits in the popcorn. If you think that's weird, okay. I will also add truffle oil on my popcorn. Try it. It's amazing. I will have a long massage like I had today, and I'll let my needs be heard. That is something one of my best friends told me. She is learning to be a massage therapist, and she said, you're the client. You can lift your head up if something isn't feeling right on the cushion, and you can move your arm and you can say what you need. It's like if for some reason I thought once you're on the table, you just like let the expert do their thing and you can't really say anything. You say something at the beginning, you say something at the end. And I realized that's not true. That's not what it is. So actually letting my needs be heard is a celebration because it's honoring my wholeness. It's honoring my truth. Having a mimosa at breakfast, like you saw in the video, wearing my gold pants or the long skirt that I like that you saw I'm wearing it today. This beautiful long skirt, not to undress myself while I'm talking. How do I celebrate? I wear this unicorn headband. This is celebratory for me. And yes, I went grocery shopping with it the other day. I don't care what other people say. I'd rather be in this celebratory energy than frowning. Yeah. Going out for dinner with someone I want to be with is a celebration. Going out for lunch on my own is a celebration as well. Getting new nail polish, new colors, making my face look the way I want to feel, meaning maybe I want to wear makeup. Maybe I don't want to wear makeup. There's not one right way or one wrong way. I just go with how I want to feel. And that is a celebration. Again, honoring me, honoring myself, honoring the joy. So I also celebrate with mini dance parties. Oh yeah, I put on a song. My latest, most favorite is, it's been a while. It's been my favorite, but Ricky Martin's Vente Pa' Ca. I really love it. And it makes me groove. And the Latin moves just light me up. Celebration sticks are a great way to celebrate. And they're fun. Clapping my hands. Seriously, I will clap like this. And my energy rises when I do that. I said earlier that a celebration, doesn't have to be about jumping up and down, but I literally jump up and down. I do jump up and down. And something I really love to do is this. If you're listening, pretty much I'm clenching my teeth, smiling, raising my eyebrows, making fists with my hands, and shaking my arms left and right. Yeah. It almost looks like, I think that was a Phoebe in Friends celebration, or one of the characters. I forget. Another way I like to celebrate is sharing with my coach, with my business besties, with my actual personal besties, like the celebration, and just being heard is a way to celebrate. writing about it, like writing about it, sharing about it on the Be Happy Now show, or just writing about it and sharing it with you on my blog or on social media. Making a bouquet of wildflowers is really celebratory for me. Acknowledging the wins with my partner, with Pierre Michel, and actually I ask for his permission in sharing. So this is something that might be useful for you. It's something very useful for me where I actually ask for permission in the other person to hear, because my request is to be heard. So with my girlfriends, what we do is that we actually send each other voice memos. So the permission is kind of like you listen to the voice memo whenever you're available for it, whenever you're willing to hear, then you can listen to the message instead of a one-on-one conversation when it's different. Because like the other day, I actually asked Pierre Michel, I said, I feel like being held and heard right now. Are you available for that? And he looked at me, he smiled, and he said, oh, I am so tired right now. And he never says no. What I got from that was, let me gain my energy first. He had just arrived from work. Sometimes as soon as he steps in the door, I'm like, ah. So I let him gather his energy so that then he could be available for me, instead of me forcing the desire for him to acknowledge me and to see me and to hear me before his energy can even handle it. And I think that that in itself gets to be a celebration, honoring of both of us. Buying jewelry, getting a new book, putting money aside for a specific goal is also very celebratory because, well, you're reaching for your goal and you're taking action for it. Investing in something or in someone. I wrote in bold letters, be damn proud. And the last thing that I wrote here, and that was inspired by just especially the times when I go walk on the beach, choosing to be in gratitude and actually feel the gratitude. And I say out loud, thank you. I will look, whenever I go paddleboarding, for example, is a great example, because I go into the sea. And when I'm out, I look back. So I walk out of the sea, I take my paddleboard, I look back at the ocean and I say, thank you, ocean. Thank you, Mother Earth. I look at the mountains, thank you. I look at my board and my body, my legs, thank you. And then I take the step away to the car to rinse my paddleboard. That is a celebration. It doesn't have to be really big. Wow. I don't know that I would celebrate that, like when my pinky broke last year. Maybe I'm not going to celebrate that the pinky broke, but I would celebrate when it's healing. I would celebrate whenever I have these upper energy shifts. It doesn't mean that I won't celebrate. Like, let's say I'm feeling super joyful, and then an hour later, something happens from the external tornado of circumstances, and I feel like my energy dip. It's not wrong. What I celebrate is the awareness that my energy dipped, the awareness that I got caught in the tornado of circumstances. That's to be celebrated. Okay. Because the dipping of the energy it's just a human thing. So also Lauren wanted me to add something on A Course in Miracles. And so Lauren, this is for you. A Course in Miracles says that joy, happiness, and peace are all gifts from God that are available to you right now. Since you are, we are, I am, we all are created by love. Love created us as itself. God is love. Therefore, we don't have to wait for happiness and joy and peace. We can choose to access it right now. Hence the Be Happy Now show. It doesn't mean that our energy can't dip. It means that we can choose again and choose again and choose again. Yeah. We don't need to wait to celebrate. That's pretty much what it is. Why would I wait to celebrate something? If you want to throw a fiesta for your big birthday bash, do that. And if you want to celebrate on a Tuesday just because, you can also choose that. You don't have to wait, and you can. Okay. There's like this misconception that we need a reason to celebrate, and we actually don't need a reason to celebrate. And I honestly can say that since that has been my truth, I feel like my life has opened up and sparkled way more. There's been way more abundance, way more presence, way more joy, way more happiness. It's like if it multiplied because I chose to see it. And that's the work that we do, part of the work that we do in the tune in program, because I help you through the tune in method to tune in and be aware of all the things that are happening in your life within your body, your mind, and your emotions, and in your energy field, and as your soul self, and in your environment. So that once you're aware of that, you can then decide and tune into, hey, what's actually in alignment for me? What will have me feeling in such confidence that I get to live my joyful, peaceful, happy life right now? Yeah, no more waiting. Okay, so my gift to you is the Be Happy Now Bingo, which I spoke about at the beginning of this 100th episode. Claudia-Sam soulcoaching.com/play. We are live on YouTube right now. So I'm just going to put up the link, play bingo here on YouTube. And if you're there on YouTube, when you're there, make sure to like and subscribe to the video. And okay, I did say that I would share 3 lessons that I've learned along the way of the last 2 years of hosting the Be Happy Now show. And actually, before we go there, I think I might have touched on that, but I want to share my most effective way to be in that energy of joy and peace and happiness right now. Like that most effective way for me that works. And it's not that much of a secret, but I'll still tell you. It's that I smile. I smile. And I even seriously, in the morning, I intentionally smile. And that is just for me a most effective way to celebrate the day, to celebrate my aliveness, to celebrate that I can choose to smile or frown or whatever else. And I feel the joy in the now. And that reminds my body that it's accessible. Like smiling actually reminds my neurons first thing in the morning, hey, you're okay. You are so privileged and you get to celebrate that. Yeah, you get to celebrate that privilege and you're alive for it. So let's make it all a celebration. On that note of privilege, like these, you could also celebrate very simple things like being alive. You could celebrate things like getting out of bed in the morning. And there might be times in your life where you feel more up vibe and like things are going well. So you can celebrate everything and like life is so happy, go lucky, and it's easy for you to celebrate, then great. And if you're like, yeah, I am feeling a lot of anxiety lately, I feel lost and I don't really know what to celebrate. What about just acknowledging that that is your truth? That could be a really great way to start rewiring your neural pathways from thinking that the only truth is the anxiety or the feeling lost or the depression. And you get to tell your neural pathways, hey, that's not my choice. I'm not choosing that. Let me make a small shift, and smiling or trying to smile and acknowledge that you're trying is even that half step there. Okay. Celebrating the breath, celebrating that we're alive, that we are well, that all our body is functioning like the way that it's functioning are really great things to celebrate. And, sometimes I'm adding things to the list. Sometimes I like to just place my hands on my heart and feel my heartbeat. Can we do that together, like right now, so that we can feel the joy, even if you're not feeling the most happy right now, even if you're not feeling like it's even accessible to you? Let's try. Place your feet on the ground and place your left hand on your chest above your heart and your right hand on top of the left. Now we're going to stay silent for about 5 seconds. And I invite you to hear the sound of your heartbeat. And before you hear it, you might feel it in your left hand and in your chest. So go ahead and try that. Beautiful. One time, one of my clients said, I can't feel my heartbeat. So you get to visualize it, because what had happened is that she'd created a big barrier around her heart. Like it was hard for her to feel loved and to love herself. So there was this energetic barrier and she couldn't hear her heart. Now she can. But when we started working together, she couldn't. So let's go back to the heart, left hand on the heart, and now smile. Physically smile. Even if you're forcing, close your eyes if it is safe for you to do that. And imagine that the corners of the chest are lifting, that inside of your heart, there is an openness. It has your shoulder blades draw down. That inner lift of a smile at the heart has your shoulders relax back and down. And the smile on your face has the crown of your head lift a tiny bit up towards the ceiling or the universe. Take a deep breath in here and out. And now imagine the word joy in front of you. And imagine that the next breath you breathe in the joy. And breathe out to embody the joy. And open your eyes. You did it. You allowed yourself to access joy in the now moment. Congratulations. That's also a celebration. Wee. Okay. We are privileged to be here and have this conversation. And I want to acknowledge that. And may the love that we get to radiate and the joy that we get to access by choice, by conscious choice within our body and our mind and our emotions and our soul being in that level of consciousness that we're sharing, may that light shine through to all those who need it, to all those who can't access joy right now, to all those who are unable to access light or even see a glimmer of light. May we feel the joy an instant more, a second more for all of them, and trust that they receive it. Thanks for sharing that with me. That moment in gratitude and in love. Okay. The 3 lessons that I'm going to leave us with. While the Be Happy Now show was such an aligned thing. I worked in radio for over 10 years before I became a coach. And I actually, it was one of my favorite things, and it still is. So the first lesson is, this is where I thrive the most and I want to do more of it. So I'm going to continue to do this. The second lesson is have fun. Don't make it so serious. Have fun. And the third lesson is, I want you to be more present in the podcast. I want to hear about what you want to hear. I want to hear about the transformations that you want to experience. I want to hear what would have you be so excited to share the Be Happy Now show with your friends. So if you want to share that with me with a 1 word or 1 sentence, what do you want to hear about? What do you want to see more of on the show? Do you want to be coached on the show live? Do you want to contribute to the show? Do you want to have more guests on the show? Send me a message wherever we're connected. You can find me on Instagram at Coach Claudia-Sam. You can find me on Facebook, my full name, Claudia-Sam Cataford-Sauvé. Friend me, send me a DM, and I'm here. You can comment on YouTube as well and let me know. I'm so grateful for you. I hope I'll see you in the Be Happy Now bingo. 100 episodes. Thank you so much for contributing, being part of this journey. Because without you, I'd be talking to a wall. Without you, well, I'd just be talking to myself, which would still be a celebration. I'd much rather you be on the other end. You're hearing a dog slurp in the back. Have a beautiful day when you listen to this. So much love your way, so much joy and happiness. And go ahead and choose that for yourself right now.